Welcome to the third day of Connecting Online for 2016. Yes, we've just started 2016, but so many things are happening. This is Nellie Deutsch, and this is the pre-conference. So,
thank you very much, and excellent. Well, I'm very glad to be here, and after an introduction like that, gosh. Anyway, that was very nice coming from Nellie, who also keeps huge archives of presentations that she hosts and webinars that she puts on. So I think if we believe her, then between the two of us, we must have pretty much the most comprehensive collection around. I really doubt if that's the case either. There's so much going online. You know, people are sharing. They've been doing this for a decade, over a decade, putting on online webinars is pretty much the norm nowadays. So anyhow, well, without further ado, I'm talking about an Electronic Village online session that we've been doing about Minecraft, and it's not really about Minecraft, which I'm going to explain. It's really about teacher professional development. But all my slides are online. Let me see. I'm looking for the advance. Go one more slide. Yes, advance is one more slide. Excellent. Okay. If you want the slides, the slideshow, you can go to slideshare.net/Vance, and you can find all my presentations there. I always put them up. I'm driving two computers here. I'm getting a little bit confused. Oh my goodness. Very confused. Okay, anyway. So, I think I'm less confused now. Okay, so anyway, this, I'm also having trouble with the buttons here. And when I came on today, my flash kept crashing on my Windows 8 computer. So I finally got into using Windows 7, Flash, Firefox, everything worked okay. So basically, I guess I should back up first before I get really started and make sure everybody knows what EVO is. Probably a lot of people who do these presentations are in EVO, Electronic Village Online. I've been involved in Electronic Village Online since 2002. That's when I did the Webhits in Action EVO session. It was the second year of EVO, so EVO has been going, therefore, since 2001, so that's 16 years now. It's quite a long standing project amongst many collaborators. Nellie is one of the coordinators, as I am as well. I became a coordinator in 2003. And since then I've been doing many sessions. So the most recently though I got into Minecraft because I've been reading about Minecraft. Here's a picture of Minecraft in the creative server, which we have set up for EVO Minecraft MOOC. You know it's creative because I'm not dead amidst all these monsters. That's my little tool sticking out there. I guess I must have just arrived there, or it would have been a sword or something like that. Well, I haven't chosen the sword. As you can see from my inventory at the very bottom of the screen, I could grab a sword and I could slay monsters if I needed to, or I could grab a pickaxe and I could dig holes and make a shelter and use parts of my inventory to, to escape them. That's kind of the idea in Minecraft. But anyway, this is in the creative mode, and that's the way we start off our server. And that's going back to EVO. Let me move ahead just a little bit to explain what is Minecraft, actually, because this came up. I should mention that I gave this presentation, or a version of it, something very similar to the session with 5,000 participants, the Techno-Quill session that Nellie just mentioned. So I gave that just a few days ago. But it was a nice way. So what I'm going to say is going to be very similar to what I said then, but it gave me a chance to see where I could add annotations to the slides, and So one thing that I noticed we didn't have in that session was really a slide about the basics of Minecraft, just in case you don't know it. If you do know Minecraft, you might just put a big smiley face in the chat, and then I'll know. Just for other people, it's a game. It's not really a game. You could call it a game. You can call it a toy, a tool. It's something that's sweeping education. I went to the ISTE conference in Philadelphia, for example. Microsoft just bought Minecraft, and so they're pushing it for education. So at the ISTE conference, they're pushing it quite well. Let me just shut the door. There's a cat out here. Hang on a second. Let me just shut it because he's whining. Bobby, you put another cat. Sorry, the cat was lonely. So anyway, he was just kind of been a little bit annoying. I think Bobby will take care of him, my wife. Okay. Anyhow, Minecraft is it's very popular in education. This is actually how I got onto it. Of course, was I was beginning to read about how it was used. With students, teachers. It's something that it's kind of an environment. It's kind of like giving a kid a box of Legos. In fact, it is in a way because it's kind of a pixelated game as well, as you can see in the screenshot back here. You can see that it's not crisp like World of Warcraft or something like that. So a lot of people look at it and they say, I don't know if I really want to, that would appeal to me, but it's very creative. It allows people to pretty much set up what they can imagine. There are a lot of builds. They can be ships. There's somebody who made a Disney World just recently. You can actually get the map to it, and you can install it on your own server if you want. So it's shareable. There's quite a lot available that people can use for whatever purpose they want, really. You pay, it's not free. It costs $30 to get a user ID. But once you've got the idea, you can download the software for free. You can even download the server software for free. I mentioned creative mode already, but it also has a survival mode. So there are two modes you can play in, creative and survival. Creative, you have unlimited inventory. You can build anything you want. You can try out anything. We're going to see a video in a little bit about a very creative build that somebody did in our EVO session. There are monsters, or there can be. You can actually turn them off, but on the server side, you can make it dangerous, or you can make it not so intimidating. But anyway, the monsters don't do anything. You just encounter them. It's a good place for people who are not familiar with Minecraft to get involved. They can go into a creative server and they can build things. Because you have an inventory of everything you could possibly want, different kinds of wood, different kinds of stones. You get like redstone, which provides you power, for example. So there are lots of materials you can use, and putting these materials together is part of the creative process of the game. It's a little difficult for adults to do, but children, for some reason, just jump into it and start figuring things out very quickly. The younger you are, the more fun you have with it. If that applies to your students, then that's something you might be interested in trying out. It also runs on there's a diagram here to show you that it runs on a 20-minute cycle. The daytime in Minecraft is 20 minutes, and that's kind of critical because that means for about 10 minutes it's going to be nighttime, and that's when the monsters come out. And in the daytime, the monsters burn off, and you get 10 minutes to find things and craft things and put things together. Now, if you're in creative mode, you can work day or night because the monsters won't bother you. But if you're in survival mode, that's critical. You need to be in a safe place in survival mode. you're not able to fly. You can fly in creative mode, kind of like Second Life. It's similar to Second Life, except that everybody can create in Minecraft, and in Second Life, usually people who just go there are not necessarily able to create in most spaces. But in Minecraft, you assume that anybody who goes there can build things. It's very intuitive to build things. Anyway, basically, survival works by players going to harvest resources. The first thing you do, you go into a world that's full of trees. You start breaking up the trees and picking up the pieces, and you put them together and make planks, and then you make a crafting table. And with a crafting table, you can make different tools, like a pickaxe, for example, or you can make a bed so you can sleep and get some rest. So you can go onto YouTube and you can find out how to do these things. They're pretty set processes. So you have to get materials, then you have to make more materials, like weapons, pickaxes, light. You can get a torch so you can light up places and see at night. And you have to have a shelter so that you have to protect yourself from monsters who, if they kill you, they'll cause you to respawn, which means that you'll leave that game and you'll come back somewhere near where you were killed. And in survival mode, you have to maintain your health. You have to sleep. You have to eat. You have to stay out of lava, let's say. And we find that you might wonder, why is a grown man like me playing Minecraft? Well, the main thing is that you find that in survival, in working with other people, they can help you to survive. So that's really why Minecraft supports, I think, teacher professional development, because it's very difficult for teachers to learn about gamification. So by having an EVO session, you can get people into the game and get them to learn how they can how gamification works. So that's really what I'm going to be talking about tonight. So anyhow, how does Minecraft support education? And by the way, when you go to slideshare.net/Vance, you can get these slides, and all the links will work in the slides. So there's a reference here to Smolchitz and Smolchitz. That's Mariana and her son Philip. He was 11 years old, I think 12 now, but he was 11 when she interviewed him about his language development. But anyway, if you want to look at that link, you can go to the slideshare.net/Vance, and you can click on the links. Anyway, Minecraft is really, it's not necessarily a game. People think of it as a game, but Jeff Kuhn, one of my co-moderators, likes to say it's a toy. You can basically put content in this gamified matrix, and it's a toy because you can. It's like I said, it's like Legos. Some people will consider Legos to be a toy or a box of building blocks. You know, if you had blocks when you were a kid and put them together. So it's a game that you can construct things in a very complicated way. Things will fit together. You can make things fit together, and you can make things happen. And that's what's really interesting about the game. And it's also an odd game in that it's player versus game. It's not player versus player. So that's one reason why you can learn cooperation in this game. You're not really out to kill anybody. You're just out to help everyone stay alive and enjoy themselves. And like I mentioned earlier, it's got much more creativity than Second Life for the average person there. It's similar to Second Life in that you can if you're very good at it, you can have scripts, you can build worlds that, like if you're like Doris, for example, you can get control over this environment and you can do things with it then. But it's a little bit more top-down than it is in Minecraft, where everybody seems to have pretty much similar capabilities. So anyway, to go on to this article that Mariana wrote about her son Philip. That's on the next slide. Okay, there's a picture of a presentation that they gave at the ResCon conference, where Philip, maybe 10 years old at the time, was a presenter. and I've lost track of his age. I think actually he was 10 years old at the time. But anyway, you can know this kid Philip is Croatian, speaks Croatian, obviously, but started interacting with people around this world of Minecraft at about this age, 10 or younger even. Set up his own YouTube channel. Obviously had to go online to learn things with videos in English. Became quite fluent in English through this. He was himself a case study. So I got Mariana to interview him, and then I wrote an introduction to the article that they put together where I went and researched what other teachers were doing with Minecraft. So there we had something that obviously works for people to use Minecraft and learn English, interact in English, and even like Philip become fluent with using Minecraft in this environment. So that's one skill that it can develop. But it's also used by math teachers, by history teachers, just about any sciences, obviously. Architecture, it's all about design. It's about mathematical relations. So you can read more about what other teachers in that article. You can read about some of the other teachers we researched. One of them was Jeff Kuhn, for example. Now Jeff became a co-moderator of EVO, but I learned about his work through my research, and he was teaching a course on creative writing, I think, and one of the things he had to do was he wanted them to write about disaster scenarios. So he's dealing with disasters. That was it. So he said he created a zombie apocalypse in Minecraft, got them into Minecraft, and got them to use that as a basis for their writing. So that was just one example of what you can do there. Okay, so I'm sort of trying to follow the chat, but it's going by a little faster than... Maybe I should pause and ask if there's anything I should pay attention to in the chat, or does anything come up that and if I don't get a response quickly, I will just go on. This is a good point to reveal the hidden agenda in EVO Minecraft MOOC. It's not actually about Minecraft, you see. It's about gamification. Minecraft is, as I said, just a toy, just a tool. It's just a something that people like Second Life. It's people like to go there and hang out, and then while they're there, they'll learn. It's kind of like the street corner where you go and hang out with your friends. You're not there for the corner. You're there because you like your friends. You're meeting your friends there. So it's a good place where educators can go and learn a bit about gamification, because they're in the game. And I'll explain a little bit more about how that works in a second. But basically, it's a game space where educators can learn through experience the ineffable concept of how gamification works, because it's so hard to understand it if you don't do it. So that we give people that experience. Now, I'm indebted to Jeff Kuhn and also to Ron Stuckey, another of our co-moderators, who both talk about James Paul G, and he got me to go and look up this article and have a good read. And it's he makes a distinction between the big G game and the little g game, which turns out to be quite useful. So he says that the little g game is, to quote from him, the software in the box and all the elements of in-game design. So basically, here you would say that Minecraft is the little g game, but there's a big G game going on, and that's the social setting into which the game is placed. So that's how games should work in education, in classrooms. You should be able to, you don't just have people go to class and play games, and anybody who says you're doing that has lost the big G game picture. And the big G game picture is what you want people to learn from playing the particular game. So anyhow, Jim G came up with that. So what we've done in EVO Minecraft MOOC is we set up a game, and it has a it has a game board. The game board. Let me show you the game board. It should be the next slide. There it is. This is the game board. So it's the Google Plus community. Now let's go back and look at that's a previous slide here. So first of all, we set the EVO Minecraft MOOC up as a game, or we think of it as a game, as a big G game. So when you go to the Google community, you have to figure out how to play the game. You could say that Facebook is a game in the same way, because when you get a Facebook account, then you go and you figure out how to play this big game of Facebook. So that is, you have to figure out how to do it. There's no real instruction manual. You just use your friends and their knowledge to help you get through the game. So we go to this game board and find out what you have to do in the big G game, and then you play the little G game of Minecraft in creative mode to learn about that, and then we have moved, I should say. We're going into the 5th week of EVO sessions. That's the last week. So our progression has been to go to learn about Minecraft, and then change the server into creative mode, which we've just done. Survival mode. We just changed it to survival mode, and that's where you really learn about gamification, because we've been having a lot of fun creatively in the game and using it in a way that you might use Second Life, but when the game goes to survival, that's very intimidating for some people, because you're quite likely to get knocked off by a big spider or a zombie or something like that. So, like the big G game of life, yes, that's even the bigger G game. So, anyway, you go in the survival mode. That's where you learn how gamification engenders cooperation amongst other people trying to learn about gamification, let's say in this case. So I'll quote myself in one of my blog posts. The aha moment occurs when players succeed in this in survival. They succeed at building a shelter. They succeed in staying alive. They meet other people. They learn from them, because we talk to one another in voice over internet protocol, and so we communicate with each other as we're playing in voice, and you get this aha moment when you realize that if what you were trying to teach was placed in such a context, it would not only become more engaging for the learners, but your students would be taking their own learning into their own hands. And you learn how can be a powerful learning environment, but that educators need to experience it for themselves in order to understand its implications. So, quite critical point. So anyway, looking at this is what people who want to play the big G game of EVO Minecraft see when they come to our Google Plus community. So basically, from Shelley Terrell, we learned to call tasks missions. Missions has an appealing ring to it, and so we have a syllabus. If you can reach this, we have a tiny URL for the syllabus, so but you can also click and see the syllabus. Then the syllabus directs you to the missions. The missions are put in a wiki. That was just easier to organize. Basically, you have missions to accomplish, and you have to fill in a Google form. The Google form has 2 purposes. All this is in the sidebar, explained in the syllabus. All the links to everything you have to do right there in that game board. And so you fill in a form, and that enrolls you in the course. But by doing that, you also provide us with your Minecraft username. With that, we whitelist you on the server. And we didn't whitelist people last year. Nothing bad happened, but it resulted in some people finding the server and getting onto it and causing traffic to run through Ohio University IT department. So anyhow, so we decided to whitelist people, and that's really worked out really well for us this time. There are lots of gamers and hackers in Minecraft, so people are pretty much okay, but anyway, it's just safer to keep a community of educators whitelisted. So basically, once you've filled out the form, then I just might as well take you to the next slide where we actually explain all this. So then you can join a spreadsheet which allows you to record the missions that you accomplish. And by recording the missions, this will set you up for getting a badge. So basically, okay, here's how you play. Start at the EVO, well, yes, of course. You go to evosessions.pbworks.com if you want to join an EVO session, and you'll find a list of several sessions that you can join. EVO Minecraft MOOC is one of them. You find the page that we set up to attract people to our community, and that points you to the Google Plus community. In the sidebar, you access the syllabus, enroll in the course, and find your missions to accomplish each week. And then you have to then join the add your name, be included on the spreadsheet where you're going to record your missions. So as I said, the missions are kept on a wiki, and they look like that. So here again, this has all been very clear to people. We find that people are, the proof of the pudding is when people fill in the form with the missions they've accomplished, then we know they've gone through all these steps. So it's actually working. They haven't been asking for a lot of help, and so it seems it's pretty clear for people. So on the right-hand side, you actually see the front page of the missions, and you go to the different weeks that the course runs. Now, it's important you'll notice that there are 5 weeks, and we've patterned these weeks on Dave Cormier's 5 steps for coping with MOOCs. The first step is orientation. The second step is declare. So once you've oriented yourself in the community, you've figured out how it works, then you declare what you think you're doing there. And then network is the next step. So our networking took 2 forms. One, in our syllabus, we suggested networks that teachers could go to, other users. For example, Doris just put in Minecraft.net. I think that may be a community, or it may be where you get the software. I'm not sure. But anyway, there are many communities of educators. To find them, you just go to our syllabus that Doris just put in the link to the Google Plus community. So there you can click on the syllabus and find the networks that we use. But the really interesting thing was that the network we started networking amongst each other, because it turns out that the participants have their own rich networks. And so they've been very interesting. We'll come on them in a minute. For example, tonight in a couple of hours, we're going to someone's server, a librarian, Beth O'Connell, who's been working with us. She has a world that she's going to show us tonight. So we're going to go to her server and have a look. So anyhow, the week 4, or the 4th step in coping with MOOCs is to cluster. And cluster means, well, if you take the EVO CLIL session that has 5,000 participants, there's no way that those people can interact in parallel. The way you tend to do that is you find amongst those people a dozen or so that you start interacting with. And then that's clustering. So cluster behavior occurs because actually you're in a MOOC. Why are you in a MOOC? You're in a MOOC in order to gain a network, to expand your network. That's your takeaway. and to meet people that you can collaborate with later. And that's the focus part. So probably in the 5th week, you start focusing on how you're going to take this into week 6 and 7 and into your life, into the BG game of life. So on the right there, you just see on the right you see the front page. On the left, you see a picture of the 2nd week missions. So when you do the missions, then you do the missions. You join our Google Plus spreadsheet, and if you've enrolled properly, we let you in, and then you can write your missions in that you've accomplished. And if you accomplish most of them, we haven't really determined how many. We'll have a look at it at the end of the course and at the end of the session, and we'll see if people have, 9 is a reasonable number, or 8 out of 10. So anyhow, for badges, for a badge to be valuable or credible, it has to be the criteria for awarding the badge has to be clear, and evidence for having met those criteria should be clear as well. So when we award a badge, it's going to give evidence for that badge, and that badge will link back to this spreadsheet. That is, the link from the badge will link to this spreadsheet. So this is an open spreadsheet. Anybody can go there. There's a URL for it right there, tinyurl.com/EVOMC16-badge track. The reason it's open is that anybody should be able to go and look in what people, they should be able to see what people had to do in order to earn this badge. The badge is only as valuable as the tasks you assign to people. Now, some of these are, like, for example, to build something in creative mode on our server. If you do that, you need to set a link. You can see that there are hyperlinks there. So the participants, when they've accomplished these, set links to the things that show that they did this. And this is all explained in the missions wiki, how you do this. Okay, so anyhow, that's the end game, earning the badge. This was our last year's badge. I'll have to design a new one for this year because it will have slightly different criteria. So basically the missions these are the missions that we had people do. Introduce yourself, download a VoIP tool so you can speak to us, fill in the registration form, reflect on your activities. So there would be links in that spreadsheet to people's blog posts, or however they could be to a link in the Google Plus community. Each post is linkable. So join the Missions Accomplished Google Sheet, the one you just saw. Join us in Minecraft in creative mode. Then in the later weeks, explore networks in Minecraft, write a post about it. So the evidence for having done that would be a link to some reflective post somewhere. A post reflecting on experience in creative mode, then engaging in survival mode in Minecraft, putting a link in the Google form for that. And then there was one of the contributors there wanted to create a crowdsourced document, a Google Doc giving resources. So I said, yeah, set that up, and we'll make that one of the missions. So there are actually 11 missions, so people have to accomplish 10 of them. Okay, so anyway, we've also had, at the missions wiki, if you go there following the links, you'll find that we also have events set up. And the events are listed with the recordings of the events, and they're also, and upcoming events are listed as well. So one of our first ones was Jeff Kuhn talking about what's possible in Minecraft. And I've been running these also as Learning Together events and posting their artifacts, their videos, the MP3s for them at the links that you see here. So if you want to hear Jeff Kuhn's presentation on what's possible with Minecraft, and he really mentioned some very mind-blowing stuff, you can click on that link. The week after that, we had Bron Stuckey speaking with us. Bron is very active in Active Worlds. Quest Atlantis is the instantiation of that she works on, and also in Second Life, and she's quite into virtual environments and the potential for learning. And so then I mentioned also in our network, the third event we had was Thorsten Gross, who took us on a build that his students did in Minecraft of their school. They replicated their school, and he said they had a bar camp, and then they got the idea of making a build of the school. So he made a schematic of it. He gave them a diagram of the school, and they had to measure it and reconstruct it from the ground up, and they showed us how they did that. And then they took us around the school, and we did the VoIP in Adobe Connect, and they showed us some slides also. We have that link, but then I had the tour in Minecraft, and I put that tour over that window. I did a Camtasia recording of so you could hear the talk and you can see the tour. So that's quite interesting. But basically it showed evidence of student learning of the micro skills necessary to plan and construct this complex build and to organize and sustain the project, because they did it some years ago, and also to communicate in English on the world stage about their accomplishments, which, well, this was an example of what they were doing right here. So they're learning, so think of all the skills that they're learning doing this kind of project. It's quite precise, scientific, and good for socialization, critical thinking. It really addresses higher levels of what students need to know. Here's a picture of flying around this school. So another of our really interesting participants, this is a good place to show that video, is this guy we met, Mircea Petrashcu. He is quite amazing. He built this ride on a roller coaster. He built this roller coaster. Let me show you in the next slide. Is a picture of him building it. So you can see in this picture he's built some logic gates. What he does is you have to answer 3 questions, and when you answer 3 questions, you flip a switch about where he's standing, and then that lets you into his roller coaster, which he was just building at the time, so you can see how complicated it got. Can we play the video? The video is a ride on that roller coaster. Here it comes. Okay. Seems like there's a problem, or the video is blocked in my view. I don't know, is anybody else able to see it, or is it blocked everywhere? Or do I have to play it? Let's see if am I playing it for everybody or just on my computer? You see it. Okay, it's working. Excellent. It's not working for me, but it doesn't really matter, I guess. Let's see, maybe I could play it over here. Because the trouble is I can't follow it. For some reason it's not playing on my computer. Is it okay if I talk? Okay, it's not much that goes on in that video except just I was going to explain, but anyway. Okay, I'll mute my mic.
Vance, if there's no sound, you don't need to mute your mic. I thought there was sound, but otherwise you can keep your mic.
Yeah.
No sound. So okay, so it's working for us. I'll start at the beginning again.
Oh, okay. I'll see if I can make it go on my computer, so then I can talk you through it. So what I see, we're starting at Mircea's build. This is a town he built. Can you see that? And he's going to drop down on his subway station. So he's flying in creative mode now, and in this town he set up, he has scripts that help him to do this. He's just showing his coordinates now. If that script came up on your screen. He's dropping down to a subway station. He's going to open the door to the subway station and go in and catch a train. You know, this game is called Minecraft, so it's all about mines. People are supposed to dig underground, and it provides carts for miners. Now he's getting on the train. Where are you now? Can you see him on the train now? Hello?
You're almost in sync perfectly, so
Good,
keep
okay.
going.
Excellent. He's taking a ride now. He's built this toy at the other end in a remote location, which he was kind of keeping. You know, it's an infinite grid, so he can build it anywhere. And he just picked a spot, and then once he started building it, he built a train. He dug. You can break up the ground. He broke up the ground and lined the walls with some materials which are infinite in creative mode. And you can see the torches that he set up to keep the light going. You can get a torch pretty easily if you're in survival mode. You can make that. You can craft that so you can get some light. So here he's arrived now at the station where his logic gates are. And he's going to walk up to where those logic gates, where his build is. So he's going in there. Okay, now you have to answer 3 questions. He got his son, I think, to set the questions. But you can actually set questions yourself. He's got a way of doing that. So these are questions about Second Life. If you know about Second Life, you would know the answer is yes or no. And so if you get the questions correct, you press the button at the top, you flip the switch, and then a door opens. The door opens, and you go into the roller coaster that he's set up. And he's getting into it's another train, basically. He missed the button there. His door is still closed. He sees the button, the door is closed. He goes back down and hits the button. This time the door opens, and there he is. He's on the roller coaster now. Is that where you are? Are you riding on the roller coaster? Yes?
Perfect.
We are, Vance. In fact, I'm getting kind of dizzy. I thought that I had an earthquake here.
I can't see my chat. The video took up the whole window. I guess it's going to come back to me. I don't know if there's anybody.
On purpose. Yeah, it's on purpose so we can get the effect. It's more powerful.
Let me call your attention to the glass ceiling. Did you see the glass ceiling? We just passed it. So some people in our EVO Minecraft came here, and we found his creation. We rode the train, and we took this. And when you interact with these objects, oh, now he's going to drop he's dropped that down the shaft. He's flying up the shaft. So now he's showing the same view from the top of just where the car goes. Now, some of our participants and I came here, and we were in this room, and somebody used the wrong mouse click. Instead of a right click to make something happen, he or she used a left click and broke the tracks. She broke some things. And we got stuck there because we couldn't ride forward or back. So in that glass ceiling, Philip was with us, and Philip had the presence of mind to fly up there and break the ceiling, and we all got out that way. But it's quite an interesting, you might get this in survival mode if someone actually built something or put a map there and then put it into survival mode. So basically, I think that's it probably. I think that's the end of it. So this gives you an idea of what we've been doing in EVO Minecraft MOOC. That's the cream of the crop right there. I don't have my slide presentations back yet. I don't have any way of advancing slides. Yes, okay. Let me just pop. I think I've got to go rather quickly to get on. So what I'm going to show you now is just other things that people are doing. This is Mercea's other world. We can go there and visit him. Oh, sorry. Let me just stop. Oh, stop that. Okay, sorry. Sorry, I had the video. The next video was playing over here. So now I'm going to show you. I'm just going to show you around our server. I can just show you very quickly. This is. No, I lost my screen. It came back in a video mode. I'm not able to advance slides. Okay, now it's back. Okay, thank you. So there's the flat map.
I was trying to get rid of that boy, the girl actually from Tokyo. I'll try to get rid of her.
Yeah, you just have to shut your YouTube window probably. It's, somebody came on. I don't hear it. So this is the one of our participants, Kathleen Kearney. This is some of the things that she built. And Yvonne Harrison, another participant, was into landscaping. One of her posts, she wrote about that. Beth Evans built these objects that you see. Beth O'Connell, whom we're meeting tonight, is a librarian. This is going to be her second event that she's set up to take us around her build at her server, that she's also built on ours. And Ellen Clegg, another of our participants. This is some things that she's done. If you follow this in Vance Steven, it's slideshare.net/VanceS, you can go to the links and actually see the blog posts where people have written about what they've done. My son and I came here. Dusty kind of built a house. It's a really good thing for a parent and a child to do. My son Dusty is over 30 years old. It's still a fun thing to do. So although Dusty did most of the building, I learned about laying down water and lava. And Philip had some whimsical evil rabbits on the creative mode. One of our, Aaron Schwartz, who you might know from TESOL, built a zombie pit. He's one of the co-moderators of the course and also an expert in the server side of Minecraft. And in the zombie pit, you can go in and make zombies come out and use your sword to practice fighting them. And you can make other things happen. So it has lots of buttons that will help you, that will let you regulate what happens in the game. And we're right now in the week where we're in survival. The important thing about, as I said, this really isn't about Minecraft, it's about gamification and teacher professional development. So when you go in the survival world and help each other to stay alive, you start learning what gamification feels like. And it turns out that it's learning through teamwork, mutual support, meeting challenges, and achieving your goal, whatever it is, because it's very important that the goal is your goal. So the Minecraft MOOC is like a game. That is the big G game, the one with the game board that's at the Google Plus community. It has rules. It's like a game because it has flexible rules. It has goals, challenges, awards in the form of badges, and participants have to figure out these rules. So the online environment is designed to let them figure it out, just like Facebook is. And as in any game, it's more fun if it doesn't play out the way that anybody especially anticipated. Important point. Don't you agree? So by setting your own goals and achieving your goals in the game, light bulbs go off in your head and light your way to some realization of how what you are learning in EVO MC16, that's our tag, might work to meet your real-world challenges. And I think that's it. Everybody still here? Still awake?
I'm able to watch the chat box. But the roller coaster was absolutely amazing. It was just, it got us right into the idea of, what can be done on Minecraft. So it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
This guy,
thank you.
He's in Romania, actually. And yeah, it does. When you go and see what people do with it, that's the really amazing thing. Like Machinima and Second Life, just how creative people are and how you can use this creativity to actually develop your teaching, your interaction with your students. So, it's not something that homeschoolers are using it a lot, building worlds in Minecraft and manipulating them so that they teach their children concepts or lead their children to discover concepts.